So welcome back once again to Ring A. This is day 3 of the IBA Men's World Boxing Championships 2025 from the duty-free tennis stadium in a very warm, balmy Dubai. Again, conditions absolutely perfect. And this is what we've got coming up in the evening session. We will have 13 fights, 15 scheduled, but we've got a couple of walkovers into the mix, and we'll be looking at the flyweights, the bantamweights, the lightweights, and the middleweights.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome back to Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Stadium for Session 5 of the IBA Men's World Boxing Championships 2025, where boxers from around the world compete in elite bouts for the coveted IBA World Champion status and record-breaking prize money. Our first contest in Ring A is bout 114, and this bout is in the 51-kilogram flyweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest from Tajikistan is Akmaljon Abdullayev. Please welcome into the ring first, in the red corner, representing Argentina, Sebastian FREIRE.
So this is the flyweight division, the round of 32, and making his way to the ring, as Aki said, representing Argentina, Sebastian FREIRE, 23 years old, from Buenos Aires, domestic level really so far, not much international experience.
And now please welcome his opponent in the blue corner, representing IBN Turkey, Samet GUMUS.
GUMUS of Turkey, who our man in red there will be facing, has got a good record, 24 years old, boxed at the World Championships a couple of months ago, got to the quarterfinals, made it to Paris, to the Olympics. Was unlucky there really because he got Saken Bibasinov in his first fight, a gold medalist in 2024 in the European Championships, a European Games silver medalist, a ton of experience.
Your judges for this contest come from Morocco, the United Arab Emirates, Palestine, Colombia and Italy.
So 51 kilos, the flyweight division. That's the maximum. 27 boxers have entered. And GUMUS, as well as the roll call that I outlined there, has also got a Euro under-22 gold medal, boxed in the World Championships in 2023. So he's done a lot in a short space of time. As I say, the Olympics didn't go the way he wanted it to. It's a big achievement to get there in the first place, and then you can be at the mercy of the draw a bit, and Bibasinov in your first fight is not what you want. So FREIRE in the
round 1,
red, and GUMUS in the blue. And GUMUS a southpaw, FREIRE an orthodox fighter. Quite a big size difference between the two of them when you look there. GUMUS is certainly the taller of the two. And referee just encouraging them to get to it, which I always like to see. 40 seconds in, they've just been having a look and shaping really. No one had really thrown anything serious. It was all just exploratory stuff really. GUMUS just pecking with the jab and then putting the left hand on the back of it. But again, he's throwing those punches from the outside. He's still having a little bit of a look. That left hand may be scored. FREIRE has got to be able to get close enough to be able to land. That jab got caught on the gloves, and then he stepped in and went for a long left hand to the body there, GUMUS. And that body is a tempting target because he's got the high guard there, FREIRE, just peeking out between the gloves. And there's quite a lot of midsection on show. And he can win the fight here, GUMUS, actually, by just dipping his knees and sending that left hand long into the body. Either he whips it up from low like he did previously, or he really drops his height and shoots it straight. FREIRE's got to try and back him up into a corner like he did there. There we go. There's that left hand to the body. That's there pretty much any time he throws it. Just got to make sure that he pulls his weight back nice and quick. Illustrated by that exchange where maybe he didn't quite do that, and FREIRE was trying to time him with the right hand. So when he dips in like that, he's got to be quick about it. Into the final minute of round one. Longish right hand there from FREIRE, that landed. He's just a little bit too cash at times, GUMUS, a bit too relaxed. It's good to have that kind of style. It's nice and economical, but that was better through and then just took those feet out. Not far, about 6 inches, but far enough. He likes that manoeuvre where he wheels away, half hopping on that front foot. So the first round of the day in the books. We had a terrific day yesterday, and I noticed actually they changed the canvas, and well they might, because after the first couple of days there was a liberal amount of blood spattered on that IBA blue canvas. And there's that left to the body, and then he just dips underneath the right hand that's coming back. That was his best spell, FREIRE, where he managed to get almost back in the corner. I think he's done enough to take that first round, the Turkish fighter, courtesy mostly of that left hand.
Seconds out.
And it's a 4-1 split to GUMUS at the end of round one.
Round two.
Left hand again from GUMUS. He's sticking to his method here, FREIRE, and that's what he needs to do. He's getting low, makes himself a difficult target. He's got to try and get his way onto the inside, though, and as soon as he gets there, he's got to throw. He can't be waiting too long. Just a little jab. Nothing on it at all there from GUMUS, but it did land. Wasn't quite close enough, FREIRE there. Overcommitted a touch and got caught by a left, and then another left into the body. Good left into the pit of the stomach from GUMUS, and again. And that's the punch we picked out right at the start of the fight, because he likes it. That's perfectly thrown there. Dips the knees, sticks it in his stomach, and then just pulls his feet out. Almost as the punch is landing. Fractionally, just before it's landed, he's on the way back out. Midway through the contest. And FREIRE just getting a little bit stuck as he comes in. He's kind of creeping in stages. He's got to keep that head on the move as he does it. And I think probably just try and make that commitment a bit more quickly, even if it is slightly clumsy. He's got to close that gap, because doing it at that pace, he's going to get picked off on his way in, as he is there. A couple of left hands to the body, because he's just not injecting enough pace into it. He's got to try and make things uncomfortable for GUMUS here. He's small, just fly in on him, spring in on him. You're going to carry that head in low naturally. Who knows what might happen? I'm not saying you should stick the head in on your opponent, but he is shorter, so it's going to cause a problem for him whatever happens. He's not really causing too many problems at the minute. I don't want to be too hard on him, because GUMUS is very, very experienced, and he's won some serious medals, and FREIRE's not been at that kind of level. That's better. Right hand into the body there. from the Argentinian. So 1 to go here. That's another round in the books for GUMUS. 4-1 scoring in the first round. That'll be 5-0. I'm confident of that. If I was in the Argentinian corner, I'd be telling him before the start of this final round, just believe in yourself a bit more here. You're doing fine against a really experienced guy. Let's just commit a bit more. The scorecards are going to have him well down. He'll know that himself. And there he did close the gap a bit quicker. Right hand followed by the left. But let's just go for it a bit here. GUMUS isn't a big banger. He's not going to iron you out. Let's take a few risks. Nothing crazy, but just close that gap quick. And let your hands go. See what happens.
Seconds out.
10-9s across the board there.
Third and final round.
So GUMUS in the blue in control here. He would have been a heavy, heavy favourite going into this fight. Then he has certainly bossed it in that second round. The first round took a bit of time to have a look. He won't be familiar with FREIRE. I don't think he's come up against him in tournaments before. Right hand into the body there from FREIRE. That's a bit more like it. What he needs to do here, the Argentinian fighter, is just take away as much experience from this fight as he can. Just fill his pockets. Come away with a bit of confidence. Finish well in this third and final round, and then the next time he's back on this kind of stage, it'll feel different. He's in with a European champion here. An Olympian. It's a bad draw. No two ways about that. You see the rings there just tattooed on the inside of the left bicep of GUMUS. That's good work from him, just turning around that front foot, finding the angle. And there's that movement again, just turning, stepping off, and then sliding under the left hand. Didn't slide under that one, though. Left hand into the body there from FREIRE. I think he's looking to put on a little bit of a show in the final stages here. GUMUS, just take us through the repertoire slightly. He's a skillful fighter. He's got a decent amount of variety to him. Left into the body again there from GUMUS, and that's the money punch for him. That's done the heavy lifting in this fight. Final few seconds. And there goes the bell. And Samet GUMUS is going to advance to the round of 16 as a winner by unanimous decision. I think I can say that without too much fear of contradiction. And once you get to the round of 16, you are one win away from the quarterfinals, which means a guaranteed $10,000 US, 75,000 guaranteed in the semi-finals. If you lose, if you win and get through to the final, then you'll be boxing for either 300 or 150, a mega prize pot available
Ladies
in
and
Dubai.
gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards for a unanimous decision in favor of your winner. In the blue corner, representing IBN Turkey, Samet GUMUS.
So 4 scores of 30 points to 27, 1 of 29 to 28. So Samet GUMUS is through, as we expected he would be. A learning experience there for Sebastian FREIRE. And next up, we've got Meroj Sufijonov of Tajikistan and Funglang KAMBANG of Nepal.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is in the 51 kilogram flyweight division. And your referee in charge of the action from Armenia is Bagrat Avoyan. Introducing first into the red corner, representing Tajikistan, Meroj Sufijonov.
National champion of Tajikistan, a silver medalist at the Asian Under-22s earlier this year, and competed at the 2024 IBA World Youth Championship, so achieved quite a lot at a young age.
And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Nepal, is Funglang KAMBANG.
Not a great deal to go on with Funglang KAMBANG. Competed in the Prakash Dahal Memorial in 2024. There'll be more to his career than that, but he's not really featured in major tournaments.
Your judges for this contest come from Latvia, Kyrgyzstan, Serbia, Tunisia and Kazakhstan.
So Sufijonov is in the red and KAMBANG in the blue. Sufijonov,
round one.
southpaw, KAMBANG orthodox. Well, 30 seconds in and no one's really thrown anything yet. Eventually a right hand comes there from KAMBANG and he didn't reach with it. And then Sufijonov was all over him all of a sudden. No one really willing to make the commitment just yet. Sufijonov trying to whip that left hand into the body, then a right hand just caught KAMBANG as he was coming forward. Sufijonov, I think, happy just to try and wait for KAMBANG, see if he will commit. And KAMBANG, for his part, you don't necessarily want to play Sufijonov's game here. He's keen to try and get close to try and land himself, but he might just have to hold his nerve and just see if he can sit this one out. It'll be one of those situations where the referee would eventually step in and tell them to start fighting, but he's hanging on the back foot there, Sufijonov, and the reason he's doing it is because he's looking to react rather than be too proactive, so far at least anyway. He's got that wide stance, and there comes that left hand. You see the weight isn't completely on the back foot, but it's mainly on the back foot, more on the back foot than the front foot, because he's just looking to spring off it. Draw a lead from you and then spring off that back foot with his left hand. And steps in with a jab there, front feet just clashing a little bit. He stepped wide to get his lead foot outside the lead foot of his opponent. Right hand got through again there from Sufijonov. It's just warming up a bit. Good left hand to the body there from Sufijonov. Nice and solid. And there's that right hook. And towards the end of the round, he's just beginning to step to KAMBANG a bit more. Heads almost coming together there. Just whipping that towel to get the air to the fighter. It just feels slightly sweatier tonight than it did last night. It's still early in the evening, only 5:30, so the light just going down, just starting to. Well, he trapped the arm of his opponent there and half swung him round and then hit him, which was quite an impressive manoeuvre, actually. The referee, I don't think, quite saw it. And that was a clear round for Sufijonov, and there are the scores which illustrate that. A set of 10-9s.
Round two.
Left hand lands a couple of times there. KAMBANG on the end of another left hand to the body. Not quite sure why the referee stopped them there, really. It was a bit untidy, but and I think he's just warning him about the feet there. The front foot of KAMBANG is ending up on top of the front foot of Sufijonov, and that's why he took a stumble there as well. It's always going to happen when you've got an orthodox fighter up against a southpaw. Dipping low at the waist there, KAMBANG, and the referee's spoken to him about a number of different things now. He is an awkward customer. Sufijonov is dealing with him fairly well, but again there he dips really low at the waist. The referee deciding that Sufijonov there pushed him down, which he probably did, but again he dips very low at the waist there, KAMBANG, and ends up on his knees. I think he's fighting a losing battle here, the referee, trying to get him to keep his head up. Good combination there from Sufijonov, and if he could have just released himself, stepped back and gone again there, then we might have really seen something, because he caught him quite clean with the left, and again there, gets some good power on it, and then Sufijonov, KAMBANG rather kind of half turns around and ends up with his back to his opponent. That's better from KAMBANG because it's just a bit more technically correct. He stayed side on there probably for the longest spell during the fight, and he landed a good right hand. He just needs to slow everything down a bit. There's so much going on when he comes forward. Big right hand over the top there, was thrown pretty well, and then he stepped off to his right hand side, and all of a sudden he's standing completely square and not really in a position to throw anything. Closing seconds of round 2. And it's another Sufijonov round. Plenty of effort from KAMBANG, but as I say, he just needs to chill. He just needs to try and slow everything down a little bit. Be a bit more compact, throw a few more punches from within the framework of his body. Because I think there is some ability there. And Sufijonov has dealt with him well, though. He's in the position now, the Tajik fighter, where he's going to be 2 points clear with all 5 judges. He's got that lead. It's basically an unassailable lead at this point, unless he gets knocked out, which you cannot see happening. He wants to get through this final 3 minutes now without suffering any kind of cut from a head clash, because a head clash against a guy like this is possible. I wouldn't say it's in the post exactly, but it's definitely possible.
Seconds out. Third and final round.
Sufijonov in the red, well clear. KAMBANG in the blue. There's some heat on that left hand when he throws it, Sufijonov. And there he goes again, KAMBANG. I'm not sure how to describe that really, and then just bundles his opponent to the canvas. The referee telling Sufijonov to keep his head up, but that was a pretty clear foul to me from the fighter in blue. He literally just threw him on the floor. Good right hand there from Sufijonov. Just caught KAMBANG as he was coming forward. Gum shields come out. Good combination there from KAMBANG. Right hand into the body, then right hand up top, and he's kept the work rate really high in this final round. He's having his best round here so far, I would say. Not necessarily doing enough to win it. It's pretty much in the balance, I reckon. Good right hand on the move there from Sufijonov. And that's a good shot as well. And the greater quality comes from him, as it has done all the way through. There's that right hand, that short right hand that he just pops up from the waist. He waits for KAMBANG to throw that big overhand right, that big javelin of a right hand he throws, because he ends up dipped down low to his left, at which point Sufijonov just cuffs him. So the final bell. And plenty of effort there from KAMBANG, but that is going to be a UD win for Sufijonov.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision goes in favor of your winner via unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Tajikistan, Meroj Sufijonov.
So 4 scores of 3-0 and 1 of 29-28 from Tunisia. So the Tunisian judge giving the final round there to KAMBANG, which gets him something on the scorecards. And it was his best round of the 3, as I was saying. It was his best round of the fight. And staying with the flyweights.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is in the 51 kilogram flyweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest from Colombia is Juan Carlos Fernandez Mora. Please welcome into the ring in the red corner, representing Kyrgyzstan, Mirlan TURKBAI.
So here comes TURKBAI from Bishkek. Good amount of top-level experience, Asian Championship quarter-finalist 3 years ago.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner, representing IBN India, Ashu.
Ashu. Representing India. Somebody I've not been able to glean too much information about. I'll be getting my first look at him, like many other people, I suspect.
Your judges for this contest come from Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Romania, Egypt, and Italy.
And TURKBAI went to the World Championships in 2021. Last 8 of the Asian Championships that same year, so a good amount of experience under his belt. He's had 3 pro fights, 2 and 1 is the record.
Round 1.
Quickly to the centre there, Ashu. 2 orthodox fighters here. Different physically, aren't they? Ashu, tall, lean, pretty ripped when you look at that back. How he squeezes that height into 51 kilos is impressive. TURKBAI looking for that right hand over the top. That's a good right hand there from Ashu. Arced it over the top of the glove, caught him on the side of the head. He's made a good start here, the Indian fighter. Right hand almost into the hip there from TURKBAI. He's looking to try and dip his knees, slide in, and more often than not try and unleash with that right. TURKBAI trying to work to the body on the inside. Ashu with an uppercut there, which caught the eye. And for a tall fighter, he's not somebody who looks to try and keep it on the outside. He likes to get into that mid-range, dig his toes in and use those leverages. He was well short with the initial right hand there, but just followed it in and committed to it. It's the final minute of the round. Right hand to the body there from TURKBAI. Ashu again looking for the uppercut. Wears a left hand and a decent right from TURKBAI, and it's a good fight to watch. There's plenty of action. He started nice and quick, Ashu, as I said, and TURKBAI maybe caught slightly cold. I think he might have wanted to have a little bit of a look at his man because he won't have seen him before, but he was forced into action pretty quickly. And that's made for some entertaining stuff. Ashu just getting slightly untidy there, tagged by a left hand, and the knee to work has come from TURKBAI, and that was the bell in the other ring, followed swiftly by the bell in our ring. He got more accurate with that right hand as the round progressed. Ashu threw plenty, and some of it got through, but percentage-wise, I think the more accurate punching, the better quality punching really came from TURKBAI. And 10-9s across the board for the fighter from Kyrgyzstan.
Round two.
Actually just trying to bring some concerted pressure here. Good right hand just caught TURKBAI as he was on his way in. And there's that right hand up over the top again. And throws it the second time. Dips low off to his left hand side when he does it. Looking for that uppercut, but the guard was nice and tight there from TURKBAI. He's doing a good job here, TURKBAI, of getting onto the inside. Ashu not really able to stop him. He's got that tight guard, just leans in. Ashu there just trying to fence with the jab a bit and fend him off. There's that overhand right again, got nice and close with that one. And just going down to the body that time, TURKBAI, and the steam has gone out of Ashu a bit here. He's put plenty into this, he's thrown a lot, he's missed with quite a bit as well, and that, as anybody will tell you, takes it out of you. Nothing is more tiring or sapping than getting hit, but after that, it's throwing and missing. The bell goes at the end of the round, and TURKBAI has controlled that one comfortably.
Seconds out. Third and final round.
So, third and final round, and TURKBAI with a big lead here. And when that's the case early in the tournament, unless you really feel that if you up the tempo you can get the stoppage, which is what fighters always want, then you just want to get through this final stanza without any damage. Stay away from head, stay away from elbows. The best possible result in a prelim, if you're looking to go deep in the tournament, if that's what you expect, then a good UD with no injuries is just what the doctor ordered. Ashu is still coming forward here. He's given a good account of himself. Started quick, looked to ask some questions. There's that right hand. And the Indian corner just encouraging Ashu to keep pouring it out. Let those hands go. It needs to hurt TURKBAI here. It needs to stop him, basically, to win the fight. Final 10 seconds. And there goes the bell. And he's done exactly as prescribed there, TURKBAI. He's got through that final round. He didn't put as much into that last one, didn't throw as much in that last one as he did in the previous two, but he put those two in his pocket. Ashu kept coming forward, gave us a lot of work rate. Certainly some tools there. There's stuff to work on, stuff to build on. TURKBAI has gone through he could get some reward in that final round with the judges, I think, Ashu, because I wouldn't say TURKBAI phoned it in exactly, but he was looking just to be sensible. He didn't need to mix it up, he didn't need to get involved. And as I say, the last thing you want is some kind of injury, a head clash, or whatever it might be.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision goes in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Kyrgyzstan, Mirlan, TURKBAI.
And there's the scores. So 4 out of 5 judges actually did go Ashu's way in that final round. So he gets some reward there. But it is Mirlan TURKBAI UULU who goes through to the next stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest in Ring A is in the 54-kilogram bantamweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest from the UAE is Sultan Al-Wali. Please welcome into the ring first in the red corner, representing Spain, Rafael Serrano Lozano.
20 years old, Rafael Lozano, boxing out of Madrid, has come a long way in a short space of time. He was at the World Youths in 2022, won a bronze medal. 2 years later, he's at the Paris Olympics.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Kenya, Shaffi Bakari Hassan.
And at those Olympics, Lozano got all the way to the quarter-finals then. A couple of months ago, in Liverpool at the World Boxing World Championships, got a silver medal, losing in the final to Mahmoud Sabir Khan. That's an impressive resume.
Your judges for this contest come from Kazakhstan, Serbia, Tunisia, Morocco and Azerbaijan.
We've seen Shaffi Bakari once already, a unanimous decision winner against Zakaria Daud of Ethiopia in his first fight. He's boxing out of Nairobi. Big tournament experience, World Championships, African Championships, Commonwealth Games. Been to World Championships and Commonwealths a number of occasions. First Worlds back in 2017. So Lozano in the red, Bakari in the blue. Round of 32 in the bantamweight division. 34 fighters entered at bantamweight. Lozano a southpaw, Bakari orthodox fighter. That first time we saw him in this competition, it was the first time I'd seen him from ringside. He looked a decent fighter, nice and compact, organised, doesn't really give much away. dipping off to his right-hand side there, Lozano, and trying to find room for the left. It wasn't quite there midway through the first round. He looks to put the pressure on you, Lozano, just creeping in with that front foot. And when he gets close, he lets his hands go. Bakari just using the outside of the ring mainly, just fencing a bit with the jab and looks for that right hand. He's not really close enough, though. I don't think he's quite as willing to commit. At this stage here, one of them has to make a move. Who's it going to be? And it's Lozano. He gets nice and tight and then just bangs to the body. Something came back there from Bakari, but Lozano had the better of that exchange, and that's kind of what we've been seeing so far. Bakari's waiting too long. In general, he's waited too long. There's that front foot. Creep, creep, creep with the front foot there from Lozano. Left hand cocked and ready to go, looking for an opening. And that was a lovely shot. The left hand was cocked and ready to go, but as he came in there, Bakari, he clipped him with a right hook, flung up from low. That's terrific stuff. He didn't really see it, Bakari, and that's why it knocked him down. That's high-class boxing from Lozano. As I said, he's got his weight just hanging on the back foot. He's got that left hand just up there, like he's holding a telephone, ready to unleash it. And that front foot is just coming in on you bit by bit by bit. You feel like you know what's coming next. He wanted to get there first, Bakari, but he wasn't ready for the right hand. And down he went. Hopefully we'll get another look at that. Well, that's earlier in the round. And it's the same kind of thing, but that time he did let the left hand go. There it is. Look at that front foot. He's just taking his space. Taking your space, taking your space.
Seconds out.
10 lines across the board there for Lozano.
Round two.
There's that feint from Lozano. It's a good feint as well. It's a really dynamic feint. It's the kind of one that makes you feel like something is coming. They've got to be convincing. If you throw a feint and nobody bites, then there's just no point in it. Right hand into the body there from Bakari. You have to dress it up a little bit. You're trying to con your opponent after all. Left hand into the body there from Lozano. Just letting rip with that right hand, Bakari. And he's committing to his punches more in the second round than he did in the first. Lozano, though, throws that lead foot a little bit wide. And when he delivers that left, he's looking for the body. He's looking for the biggest target available most of the time. And that right hand, that lead right hand, it's a kind of hook, but it's delivered from on high, so it almost ends up landing around about the top of the opponent's head some of the time. Steps in with that left hand again into the body and then up to the head. That's a good combination. Two single left hands. looking for the right hand into the body there, Bakari, but he just managed to drop his gloves on it, Lozano. Final stages of round 2. Strong looking left hand, a couple of left hands actually, just knocked him off balance, and he did well there, Bakari, because he looked like he might go down, but just managed to keep his feet and find an exit across the ropes. And again, it's another round that Lozano was dominated. He's so effective with that left hand, particularly against an orthodox fighter, because he just plants that lead foot on the outside of his opponent's lead foot and heaves that left hand in. And as I say, he's looking for that torso, the top of the torso, shoulders, neck, big target. That's what he looks to throw it at, which is why most of the time it lands. So 10-9s again there for Lozano, and Bakari with it all to do.
Second time. Third and final round.
Lozano in the red, Bakari in the blue. Third and final round, bantamweight division. Much decorated Lozano, a silver at that recent World Boxing World Championships. Quarter-finalist at the Paris Olympics. 2022 World Youth bronze medalist. And the year before that, a gold medal at the European Youth. So it has been a good rise for him as he's transitioned into the seniors, still just 20. Bakari just stalking across the ring. He's looking to try and put some real pressure on Lozano in this final round, and Lozano is doing a little bit what TURKBAI did in his third and final round. He's out of sight in reality here because he's got those 5 2-point leads, and the chances of him losing this round 10-8 on the basis of what we've seen is practically zero, or as near as you can get in a sport like this where anything can happen, at least technically, theoretically rather. But I think he just wants to get through this without any dramas, and that's exactly what he's doing. Still just letting that left hand go. He was a bit more sparing in that final round, Lozano, but when he did use that left hand, was still looking to do damage with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision goes in favor of your winner via unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Spain, Rafael Serrano Lozano.
So 5-0 and some 10-8s actually in that final round from Kazakhstan, Serbia and Azerbaijan. It was a clear round win. The other two were pretty clear as well. And to an extent there, he's coasted through to the next round, to the round of 16. Not a bad tournament there though for Shaffi Bakari of Kenya. A win against Ethiopia in the opening round, and then in Lozano he's come up against the #1 seed.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next contest in Ring A is in the 54-kilogram bantamweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Afghanistan, Tamim Sultani. Introducing first, coming into the red corner, representing Azerbaijan, Zalim Suleymanov.
Suleymanov had a good run at the Strangia tournament earlier this year. That was at 57 kilos, and all his boxing, as far as I can make out, has been at featherweight so far, so he's come down in weight for this tournament.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner, representing Eswatini, Khaya Immanuel SHONGWE. Your judges for this contest come from Tajikistan, Egypt, Italy, Colombia and Kyrgyzstan.
SHONGWE has been at domestic level in his amateur career up until this point pretty much, representing Eswatini, 25 years old. So Suleymanov in the red, SHONGWE in the blue. Looking for an expansive left hand there, Suleymanov. He looks like the kind of fighter who likes to try and do some damage. Look at those feet. I think he's just trying to panic SHONGWE a little bit there. That's what that's about. He'll see that rapid movement and he'll feel crowded, he'll feel pressured. That's the point of that. And you just have to ignore it and just look at what's actually happening. It's frenetic and deliberately so. Gives us a big sound effect every time he throws that right hand, Suleymanov. He's doing okay here though, SHONGWE. He's not buying any of this. He's not really falling for it. just looking to try and get his own work done. Good left hand there from him. Right hand into the body from Suleymanov. Well, goes careering into the ropes. And a little bit of a slip maybe, that's why the referee stopped boxing. In the southpaw stance, Suleymanov. Big strong left hand, and SHONGWE gets a hold of him into the final minute. Left hand into the body again, that's a good punch, and once more he lands it. When he's southpaw, it's that big booming left to the body that he's looking to throw almost every time he comes forward. And again there, and he's just stumbling into them a touch, SHONGWE. He's finding them hard, left into the pit of the stomach again there. And again, he can't seem to defend it at all. Coughing, clubbing left hand that time. And on the bell, another left. And that's a big problem for him, because out of that southpaw stance, every time he throws that left to the body, pretty much, he seems to land it. As I say, that staccato kind of foot movement and the big, pretty bellowing sound effects every time he lands anything, it's all designed just to reduce you to a state of panic, I think, really. I wouldn't say he was panicking by the end of the round there, SHONGWE, but he was dealing with it pretty well for the first half of the round, and then as we got nearer to the bell, I think he was finding things increasingly more difficult.
Seconds out.
Couple of 10-8s, 3 10-8s actually there for Suleymanov, and that would have been down to the beating he gave him to the body for the final 40 seconds or so of that round. And he's trying to continue in the second as he left off in the first, which is exactly the right thing to do. He's got that long kind of spidery reach, the Azeri. That left hand was low. That was low as well, actually. It was on my blind side a bit, but it looked like it landed around about the hip, maybe a bit lower than that. Decent right hand there from SHONGWE. And he's just found it difficult to find his range against Suleymanov, because Suleymanov will step in and throw that long left hand, and when he comes forward, that was low. That's the third one, I reckon, in this round that's been low, and that one caught him straight in the cup. The problem he's had is that when he's tried to come forward, he's copped one of those left hands, usually a legal one. There's another left hand. from Suleymanov. And that's another round in the back pocket of Zalim Suleymanov. Comfortable lead after the first round due to 3 10-8. And he's going to be 2 rounds up with the judges. Going into round 3. And again, as in our previous couple of fights, he finds himself in the position where the smart thing to do really in the final round is not give up any initiative, but you don't need to blow a gasket. There's a lot of boxing left in this competition. You're going to be at it once every couple of days on average, really. So a couple more, one more 10-8 there actually.
Seconds out. Third and final round.
And it's Suleymanov of Azerbaijan in the red, with a big lead here over Khaya, Immanuel, SHONGWE of Eswatini in the blue. That's better from SHONGWE. Had some success there just pursuing Suleymanov. Midway through this third and final round, and Suleymanov is being slightly more circumspect. Mouth just hanging open a bit there from SHONGWE. You see him just working that gum shield. That's always a sign that the fighters trying anything they possibly can to get as much air in as they can. But I don't think it makes any difference at all, pushing that gum shield forward. It's just psychological. Into the final minute. And this will be a learning curve for SHONGWE. As I said before, he's boxed mainly at domestic level. I think he's made a good move, Suleymanov, coming down from 57 kilos to 54. He looks good on it. He's boxed at a pretty lively tempo, particularly the first couple of rounds. He has dipped in this third and final round, but that may well be more through choice than anything else. As I say, you don't need to finish all that strong when you're as far ahead as he is. And SHONGWE's definitely had his best round in the third round. And credit to him for just keeping on going, but I think that was partly due to the fact that his opponent took his foot off the gas a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision goes in favor of your winner via unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Azerbaijan, Zalim Suleymanov.
And there are the scores. So wide margins, some 10-8s, 2 from Egypt, 1 from Tajikistan, 1 from Kyrgyzstan. 3 rounds to 0. Thank you very much. And he progresses. And what we've had so far this evening have been comfortable red corner wins. When I say comfortable, I mean in terms of the scoring. The opponents have all come to give their best. Apart from the opening fight, that was a blue corner win for Samet GUMUS. But the tenor of the fight, if you like, has been fairly similar. A healthy lead build up after a couple of rounds, and on the odd occasion in the third round, the fighter who's been ahead has stepped off it slightly just to conserve a bit of energy for what is to come. And this is another bantamweight contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest in Ring A is in the 54 kilogram bantamweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest from Romania is Valentin Votez. Introducing first into the red corner, representing Ecuador, Patricio Arias Calero.
So here comes the fighter from Ecuador, 29 years old.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner, representing Kyrgyzstan, Sanjay Sidekmatov.
And Sanjay Sidekmatov from Bishkek. 2-time World Championship quarter-finalist, bronze medalist at the 2022 Asian Games.
Your judges for this contest come from Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, Azerbaijan and Latvia. Round 1.
So into the first, Patricio Calero of Ecuador in the red. Sanjay Sidekmatov of Kyrgyzstan in the blue, and both of them setting up as southpaws. Neat left to the body there from Calero. Just dipped his knees, sent it straight down the middle. Sidekmatov is looking to try and claim the centre here. Although, as I say that, Calero steps back into the middle of the ring. He's more the mover of the two. Sidekmatov just looking to plant those feet a bit flatter. Quite a low lead hand. Left hand cocked and ready to go. Just a few little feints with the front foot. You get the sense that he's trying to pick a moment for that left hand here, Sidekmatov, that he's got something damaging in mind. when he does let his hands go, and he sets his feet there for the first time and has a good swing. Left hand into the body, followed by right hand up top. That was a good combination. The left hand into the body stopped him in his tracks and got him where he wanted him, really, and then he wheeled around and cracked him with the right hand. And down he went. That was well executed. And it turned out to be absolutely the case. He is waiting for something big when he does let go. He's got that deliberate kind of purposeful look about him. He was doing pretty well up until that point, Calero. Into the final minutes of round one. But that was a nifty bit of work. Closing stages of round one, and he continues to stalk here, Sadek Martov, and almost catches Calero with that left hand again at the end of the round. So a good opening round for the man from Kyrgyzstan. Calero's boxed at the Pan American Games in 2023. There's a knockdown, the left hand to the body, and then the right hand up top on the turn. It's good stuff, that, really good stuff. And there's 1 10-8 in there from Egypt, the rest are 10-9s in favour of Sadek Martov.
Seconds out. Round two.
Calero just testing the waters in the southpaw stance here. Long left hand just caught him as he was on his way out there from Sadek Martov. He's got a problem here, Calero, because he found it difficult to keep it on the outside. Left hand there from Sadek Martov, and the problem he's got is that when he attacks, Sadek Martov looks capable of finding the gaps. And he does need to attack because he's around down. Right hand lands, and he adjusted that right hand late as well there, Sadek Martov, as Calero was moving off to his right. Combination, then a left hand into the body. And he ends up on the canvas there, Calero, but that was a slip, little bit of a push. But he's in trouble here. Increasingly, he's finding it difficult to stay away from Sadek Martov, who steps in again with another right hand. He needs to throw that jab more, Calero. When you're up against somebody like this, the jab is a weapon that can just discourage them from walking in and walking in and walking in. He hit him somewhere with it, and it might just knock him off balance, cause him to start again. Left hand was maybe a little bit low, and he's having to bite down here, Calero, because this is getting hard. That left hand was perilously close from Sedek Martov. It's been hard for a while, if the truth be told. But there is a big gulf in terms of experience between these two, despite the fact that Sedek Martov is the younger man. So he is in deep here, Calero, and he's hanging tough so far. Left hand landed, but not that clean. He just managed to ride it, Calero. And finishes it with a decent looking right hand, but he was up against it for the majority of that round. And there's that right hand. He's good at finding the angles. He's always got his eye on you. Reminds me a bit of a punch that Nick Ball threw against Isaac Lowe at Wembley Stadium, where he stepped out almost from behind him and practically knocked him out with a kind of Inspector Gadget-like manoeuvre. And that wasn't far away because he didn't have any right to be able to land that, but it's a perfectly legal blow because it landed with the knuckle part of the glove, and there's 10-8s in there, which doesn't come as any surprise at all.
Seconds out. Third and final round.
I'll be interested to see what we get here, because we've seen people coast a bit in the third round when they've been away ahead, but I don't think we'll get that from Sedek Martov, because his normal game is to be aggressive and to look to take people out, and he does it basically from the start of the fight right up until the very end. I don't think the work rate's necessarily going to increase, it's just going to stay where it is. And for Calero, the name of the game here, I think, really is survival. He needs to try and find a way through this. It hasn't looked yet like he's about to come apart, but with some of the punches he's been hit with, he's done well to avoid a standing count. Gets hit with another right hand there, as Sedek Martov ends up going down due to a slip. I quite like it from the referee. I think judges in this code can be a little bit quick to step in with standing counts. He's been hit with a few where I think another referee might have done that, Calero. But the knees have never really dipped. He's never looked unsteady. He's got a good chin, actually. Into the final minute, and Calero's making his way through here. Caught a right hand there. Closing stages, and it's been a dominant win for Sedek Martov. He's a good fighter to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision is in favor of your winner by a unanimous decision. In the blue corner, representing Kyrgyzstan, Sanzai Sidekmato.
So 3 10-8s there from Egypt, a 10-8 from Morocco, a 10-8 from Latvia. Comprehensive, but a pretty good performance up from Calero, I thought, and he ends it by nailing the backflip. Coaches are always trying to talk their fighters out of that at the end of fights. It only takes one mislanding and they will basically ban it forever. He had to bite down there, Calero, because he's a heavy puncher, Sidekmatov. He's an accurate puncher too. Very good indeed. So we've got another fight in the bantamweight division. And here we have 2 fighters who have eluded me really in the build-up in terms of the research.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is in the 54-kilogram bantamweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest from Serbia, Marija Petkovic. Introducing first into the red corner, representing Rwanda, Iranezeza.
Iranezeza, 21 years old, has boxed mainly at domestic level. It's not always that easy to source information on fighters in the early stages, and these two have put themselves firmly in that category.
And his opponent comes to the ring in the blue corner, representing Russia, Vyacheslav Rogozin.
Well, it was true of Iranezeza, not so much, to be honest, of Rogozin. 19 years old, IBA World Youth Gold Medalist in 2024, boasting a very good record.
Your judges for this contest come from Morocco, Armenia, Kazakhstan, Colombia and Afghanistan.
Been made to wait for a little spell here. Iranezeza, he doesn't look bothered about it. He's very relaxed over on the far side of the ring, just leaning on the ring post. Really, he's conquered everything in his path so far, Rogozin. Swept all before him. But he's a senior now, and that is very different from boxing as a youth.
Round 1.
So Rogozin in the blue, boxing as a southpaw. Iranezeza of Rwanda in the red. Strong left to the body there from Rogozin. Right hand back there from Iranezeza. There it is again. Who's more the aggressor here, and what he needs to do, I think, Erenetezza, is keep throwing that right hand. When Rogozin gets within range, just shoot that right hand out. He throws it well, he throws it nice and straight. Good example there. As Rogozin comes in, just let it go. There's no reason not to let it go. Rogozin is shorter of the two. He's trying to keep that upper body on the move, and he'll set those feet quite wide, and he's looking to throw the left hand. You can see what he's looking to set up. And he will jab, but it's more of a rangefinder than anything else. And when he sees him in front of himself there, Erenetezza, just let it go. Let that right hand go. Good example there. He's close enough there. Just throw that right hand. Final 10 seconds of round one. And it's been a Rogozin round. Good right hand there from him. Got his man trapped against the ropes, back square to the ropes. He plants his feet wide, doesn't really give you a way out. Brings some intensity. But he does have some tools there, Erenetezza. I think maybe he needs a bit more confidence in them. That is Denis Lebedev, former world champion, rock hard fighter. Finished one fight back in the day with one of the most grotesque swellings you'll ever see in your life.
Seconds out. Round two.
So into the second. Rogozin in the blue, a round up. 4 10-9s and 1 10-8 in that opening round. Right hand got through from Rogozin, and he does bring some serious heat. He just doesn't leave you alone for a second. As soon as you find an exit, he just gathers those feet, keeps them underneath him, and that's the key with him, is the balance. He's very, very rarely reaching for a punch. Standing count there, through that left hand, and his feet were both just anchored to the canvas. He doesn't really come over the top of that front foot. They're always underneath him. Scampering in, and when you just look at the feet, you hardly ever see that back foot leave the canvas when he's punching. He gets the power from it, he pushes off it, but he doesn't come so far onto the front foot that the back foot lifts up in the air. Good left hand. And there's another standing count there from the referee. That's two within a matter of seconds. The maximum you can have in any one round is 3, and the referee's decided to stop this, and it was heading in one direction. I think we can agree with that, but personally I feel that's a little bit soft. I think Erenetezza had something still to give there, but Rogozin is a good fighter. We knew that before the start of the contest. I hadn't seen much of him, but the pedigree is obviously there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by RSC in the blue corner, representing Russia, Vachislav Rogojin. Ladies and gentlemen, bout 121 was a walk-over contest. Therefore, your winner heading into the next round, representing Uzbekistan, will be Abdulmalik Kalokolov.
And that you heard Aki say there, we won't get to see Abdulmalik Kolokov, which is a shame because he won the recent World Championships, he won at the Olympic Games, he won at the World Championships in 2023, at the Asian Championships in 2022, and the Asian Games the same year. He's got the full set. So he gets a rest, and that's not really what the rest of the field needed.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is in the 60-kilogram lightweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Latvia is Sergei Petrunin. Introducing first into the red corner, representing Spain, Enrique Mamedova Kakulov.
Kakulov of Spain, 21 years old, national champion the last couple of years, boxed at the World Championships in September and at the World Youths in 2022.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Eswatini, Chawe Gamadze.
Chawe Gamadze was at the World Championships in 2023, the African Championships in 2022. So big time experience for both of these two.
Your judges for this contest come from Italy, Tunisia, Colombia, Afghanistan and Kazakhstan. Round one.
So Kakulov in the red, Gamadze in the blue. That's a good combination from Kakulov. Just knocked Gamadze slightly off balance. Trying to commit with the right hand there, Gamadze. Wandered in behind it a little bit. Throws that right hand from a long way out, Gamadze. And Kakulov could just see it coming. Right hand into the body there from Gamadze was a decent shot. And he's just trying to walk Kakulov down a little bit here. Right hand into the body there from Kakulov is a decent puncher. Right hand up top as well. And now he reclaims the centre of the ring. I wonder if that body shot just hurt Gamadze a little bit, because it put him on the retreat. He showed some ambition in that opening round, Gamadze. He wants to try and get something done, but the stronger puncher, the more menacing threat is coming from Kakulov.
Seconds out. Round two.
A couple of 10-8s in there from Afghanistan and Kazakhstan. So Kakulov with exactly the kind of start that he would have wanted. Looking to throw that big overhand right there, just to get himself off the ropes, really, Gamadze. Kakulov just drops his height, dips those knees and throws the right hand into the body. Looking for that right hand over the top there, Kakulov. And there's that combination again from Kakulov. Even when he doesn't get through clean, there's a heaviness to those hands. You just see his opponent moved under pressure, shifted by the impact. Right hand into the body there from Gamante. It was a good punch, so was that straight right up top. And when he lets them go like he did there, he can be dangerous. He has a quick look at the corner there. Final few seconds of round 2. The Eswatini corner just telling Gamante that he's having success when he lets his hands go, and they're right to say it, because when he lets them go for real, when he commits to it, as I said, he can look dangerous. That clip we just saw there, he just kind of paws. He's throwing punches because he's trying to keep Kakalov off him rather than throwing them with real spite and meaning. And when he just loosens up a bit and lets it flow, he throws them well. But I think Kakulov has just kind of made him tight, because he knows if he gets caught, then there are consequences for it.
Third and final round.
And that's a really common thing. You're in against somebody who's done a lot, who's got a good reputation. You feel a few early on, and you can tend to go in your shell a little bit. And what that can mean is not just that you go on the back foot or you get up on your toes and you run around the ring and try and avoid fighting, but you tighten up. You get tense because you're a little bit scared to make a mistake, and rather than fully committing to the punch, you're throwing a punch and coming off the punch really before you've thrown it. You're looking for a way out, so you don't really give them a chance to find the target. It's all about commitment boxing. That's a massive part of it. If you want to land, you have to commit, and when you commit, you put yourself in harm's way. That's just how that is. And he struggled a bit with that, I think, Gamante. I understand why, but I just really like in this final round just to see him just roll that dice a little bit more, because it always is that, and just set those feet. And when he's looking for a way in there, Kakulov, just throw that nice, straight, long, loose 1-2. What he's good at, Kakulov, is just moving you around the ring. He's doing it there. Right hand into the body from Gamante. Again, it's that front foot. I've talked about that quite a lot this session, but that's what pressure is. You don't have to be throwing bundles and bundles of punches. Left hand into the body, then follows it up with the right, and there's the standing count.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He's the kind of guy where you just feel like he's on top of you all the time, because his front foot is close to you, and that makes you feel like you're within his range all the time. And what fighters like that can do, he doesn't split his stance that wide actually, Kakulov, but what they can do is split that stance a bit wide. The front foot's on you, but if they need to, they can pull their weight all the way onto the back foot, and all of a sudden they're out of range. So they perform this kind of optical illusion to an extent into the final minute. Good right hand into the body again there from Kakulov. So there goes the belt. And another good performance, another convincing win. That's what we've had so far this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision goes in favor of your winner via unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Spain, Enrique Mamedova Kakulov.
So unanimous decision once again, and a good few 10-8s. 3 from Kazakhstan, 2 from Afghanistan, 1 from Italy, 10-9s from Tunisia and Colombia. And we've got 1 more in the lightweight division, 2 more scheduled, but 1 more in reality. Artyush Gomtsian up against Yevgeny Rosario. Muhammad Ali Asharaliev, his fight against Rashidi Ibrahimu Umrema is going to be a walkover win for Asharaliev. We saw him in the opening round. He looked good, but he's not going to be required tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is in the 60-kilogram lightweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Armenia is Bagrat Avoyan. Please welcome into the ring first, in the red corner representing Georgia, Artyush Gomtsian.
Gomtsian, an experienced guy, 27 years old. Boxing Liverpool in the World Boxing World Championships. European gold medalist in 2022.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing IBA Pro, Henry Rosario.
We didn't get to see Rosario in the opening round. He got a walkover against Luka Veljovic of Bosnia and Herzegovina. He's boxing out of Passaic in New Jersey, USA, Rosario. He's making his way in now. That's Gomtsian. There he is.
Your judges for this contest come from Azerbaijan, Egypt, Kazakhstan, Palestine and Sri Lanka.
So Gomtsian representing Georgia, Rosario boxing for the IBA Pro, in the IBA Pro category, a category created basically for fighters who find themselves in one of the following situations. Either their country doesn't have a boxing structure or organisation or federation, or they do, but that federation isn't registered with the IBA, or said organisation doesn't allow professionals to represent the programme. The USA ticked 2 of those boxes, so...
Round 1.
Rosario with an opportunity here. He's in the blue, Gomtsian in the red. Left hand into the body there from Gomtsian. He's going to look to try and get onto the inside. Referee just talking to Rosario about a bit of slapping, making contact with the inside of the glove. Good jab there from Gomtsian, just slides in as he throws it. And this is his kind of range, you feel. If he can get in there. He's got to try and keep him off a little bit here, Rosario. because of that kind of range. That is Gomsian's fight. He's a shorter. He'll get on the inside. He'll get underneath. And in there, he's got a little bit of room to work, and Rosario, I think, will struggle. But that was decent defence from Rosario. Didn't really get hit with anything. And then came off the ropes and got hold of his man. And that's a left hand from him there. He's got to gain the respect here of Gomsian. Gomsian needs to respect the power, or he's just going to keep doing this. Right hand to the body there from Rosario. Gomsian landed one just as Rosario got through with his left. It's a good fight, this. You can see what Gomsian wants to do. His approach is very, very obvious. And it definitely suits him better to have it at that close range, but Rosario's a decent inside fighter by the look of it. And just saying to the referee that Gomsian's pushing down on his shoulders there, which he may or may not have been. It's not his job to referee the fight. And that's where Gomsian wants it. And what Rosario's corner are telling him is that he doesn't need to stay in there and have it up close. That's Igor Makontsev in the middle there. Coming up on the big screen, giving us a wave. Former Olympic gold medalists with Russia.
Seconds out.
10-9s for Gomsian. He was the more proactive of the two. He had the greater success. And the corner
Round
again,
two.
just telling Rosario, jab right hand, double jab right hand, step off. Do not just stay in front of this man. Do not allow him to push you into the corner, into the ropes. But Gomsian is determined to do it. But that's better from Rosario. It was happening, and then he found a way out.
Go. Go.
Right hand there from Rosario was a decent shot. Gomsian with that tight guard. Again, just gathers those feet, looks to come forward, dips underneath the punch. The movement, the upper body movement is good from Gomsian because it's not too extravagant. You can waste a lot of energy that way, but he moves just enough. Pulls the weight back there, throws a right hand into the body. And Rosario needs this round, of course, having dropped the first one across the board. Good body attack again there from Gomsian. Leading with the uppercut there, Rosario. I think it half landed, maybe took Gomsian slightly by surprise. Well, the referee's taking a point for holding from Rosario, and that makes a difficult task even more tricky. He's found it difficult to come up with an answer to getting rushed, basically, by Gomtian. But as I said, he rushes you cleverly. It doesn't just steam in, looking to take punches. He's looking to get onto the inside without taking them. Slipping punches moving forward is a difficult thing to do. But he's pretty good at it. Well, there goes the bell at the end of the second, and that was a Gomtian round plus the point deduction, so Rosario needs a knockout in the third and final round. That's the equation. It is simple, but it won't be straightforward.
You have to get that fucking win. You have to do it. You have to get the fucking win. Don't stay in the middle of the ring. And before you get and catch it up, you come like uppercut and move. Okay? Push and punch. Push and punch. Push and punch. Don't hold it. They will cut your points again. You're going to lose. So you have to, when you hold it, come it out.
Seconds out.
Okay? Last 3 minutes, buddy. Okay? Do this last time. He's tired.
Well, split scoring actually in that second round. 2 judges going for
third and final round.
Rosario, 3 though going for Gomtian, and there's the point deduction as well. So he's 3 points down on 3 of the cards, and 3 is the magic number, of course. Referee's just trying to tell Gomtian to keep his head up. It's not something that he does all that much, but he's not very dangerous with it. Midway through this final round, Rosario just looking to try and let his hands go there. Decent flurry on the inside. Clubbing right hand from Gomtian. Good left hand into the body. I think he felt that. And another one. Final minute. Rosario having some success himself here up close. Left to the body there from Gomtian. But a good final round this. Gomtian just turning his man onto the ropes, or trying to, and the game goes down to the body. Rosario trying to reply. Raising his glove there, Rosario. I think that might be a little bit optimistic given the scoring that we've seen, the scores we saw at the end of that second round, which had Gomtian in a 2-point lead with 3 of the judges, and then you've got the point deduction to take into account there as well.
and gentlemen, the decision goes in favor of your winner via unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Georgia, Atyush Gomsian.
So Gomsian goes through. A good performance from him. Rosario kind of grew into it as the fight progressed. He just found the style of Gomsian difficult to deal with, as will a lot of people, because, as I say, he doesn't just bundle into you, he doesn't just rush you, there's some good science behind it.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout 124 was a walk-over contest. Therefore, your winner and heading into the next round from Azerbaijan, Muhammad Ali Ashvir Rayayev. Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is in the 75 kilogram middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Italy is Luca Vadilonga. Introducing to you first, boxing out of the red corner and representing Azerbaijan, Saeed Jamshid Jafarov.
Jafarov, a very well-known name from Uzbekistan, now boxing for Azerbaijan. That's a relatively new development. A bronze at the World Boxing World Championships in recent times. That was for the Azeri.
And now please welcome his opponent coming into the blue corner, representing IBA Pro, Michael Likalu.
But prior to that, Jafarov's success came in that Uzbek vest, to silver in the 2023 World Championships, gold at the Asian Championships in 2022 and 2021.
Your judges for this contest are from the United Arab Emirates, Latvia, Morocco, Romania and Tunisia.
Likalu, representing IBA Pro, had a really good fight against Qasim Abudabat of Israel in his opener. Level 19 apiece with all 5 judges going into the final round. He got the win. He is every inch a pro, 6-4-1 in the professional ranks, 1-0 in IBA Pro. A good fighter, a strong fighter. He brings it. And I'll be interested to see what happens between him and Jafarov. Can he get inside that long, long reach? Of course, Jafarov some problems.
Round 1.
Because that's what he's going to have to do. You look at them physically there, and Jafarov with those long, long levers, and he'll keep that lead right hand out where it is. He'll flick, he'll jab, he'll feint. He'll use it just to try and mesmerise you, hypnotise you, distract you a bit. And Likalu cannot be taken in by that. He's looking to try and get that foot on the outside there, Likalu. A southpaw against orthodox, of course. And when he makes his move, he's got to really commit to it. You wonder how Jafarov makes 75 kilos, really, when you look at him. You look at the size of his back. It is absolutely massive. And just trying to step in there, Likalu, but Jafarov just pulling his feet out. Left to the body from Likalu. And that's more where he wants it. Good right hand there from Likalu. Got on top of Jafarov. And the left hand was solid as well, and down he goes. And the referee is picking up the count. The left hand landed, followed by the right. There might have been a tangle when the right landed, but it started with the left. It was a legitimate knockdown, and that is exactly the start that Likalu wanted. Left hand into the body there from Jafarov, because what he has to do is put some doubt in his mind here. He is a very good fighter, particularly over this 3-round distance, but Likalu is not a respecter of reputations. Jafarov, I think now has just come out a bit more aggressive. He's trying to up things himself here, as if to say to Lukalu, okay, if you want to fight, then you can have a fight. And I think this could be a really good contest to watch. And just a reminder, though, with the scoring, a knockdown doesn't necessarily mean anything. Judges are looking to interpret dominance. A close round win, 10-9. A clear round win, 10-8. A very clear round win, 10-7. But a knockdown does not automatically trigger a 10-8 like it does in pro boxing. Good left hand landed there from Jafarov. And looking to try and utilise that reach now. He'll know that he has to try and keep Lukalu under control. You just see a little bit of take there. It's just come off the eye of Lukalu. That's from a cut he suffered in his opening fight. One of the hazards of tournament boxing. Into the final 30 seconds. He's responded strongly, Jafarov, since going down. There's a nice cuffing left hand. Long left hand into the body. And Lukalu just has a look at the ref there, who's telling Jafarov to keep his head up. Well, he ends up on the floor again there, Jafarov, but that was definitely no knockdown. There goes the bell at the end of the opening round. An interesting opening round it was too. Scored a knockdown early on, landed the left hand, then landed the right. And that just triggered a reaction there from Jafarov. And you just get a little look at the cut there. Gennady Gordienko in the corner. It doesn't look brilliant. I'll be interested to see what the judges do with this. He did some good work in that round, Lukalu, and of course he did get the knockdown, but Jafarov did some good work himself. And there's that left hand, and down he goes. The referee didn't call break. He didn't call break. Jafarov is experienced enough to know that you need to protect yourself at all times. So what have we got? Split scoring, 3 in favour of Jafarov, 2 in favour of Lukalu. I could see that. I could see the argument either way there. Straight into the middle of the ring here, Jafarov, and I think he knows he has to be aggressive against a fighter like this. As I said, Lukalu isn't going to respect the reputation. He's not going to be bothered about the technique. Not that he doesn't have any, but he's come here to try and get on top of Jafarov and knock him out of that rhythm of his. Sometimes against a fighter like him, people do fight the reputation rather than the man. Good right hand from Lukalu, but a left into the body from Jafarov as well. And these two just having a bit of a trade-off here. Luka Vadalonga is going to get that cut looked at, I think, isn't he? Well, he brought this into the fight. And it's just opened up naturally. I don't think it's opened up as the result of any clash of heads that we've seen here. When he sustained it in his opening fight, it didn't really look that bad. There wasn't seen to be too much blood from it, but when we got to look at it in the corner, it didn't look brilliant. Right hand there from Lukalu. Good right hand from Lukalu off the back of a kind of smearing left from Jafarov. Up jab there from Jafarov was a good shot. Strong left again from Jafarov. And he sits down on that backhand. And there's that short straight right again from Lukalu. He won't stand on ceremony. He's not going to allow Jafarov to box at his pace. And again, as he opened out there, Jafarov, he just got dabbed, tagged with a left hand. A little bit of a throw there from Lukalu. Quite impressive, actually, how somebody of his stature compared to Jafarov can put him on the deck quite so easily. Sneaky little dig to the body there from Lukalu. Jafarov with a bigger left hand into the midriff himself, into the final minute of round 2. Split scoring around robin member. 3-2 in favour of Jafarov. He's looking to punch his way off the ropes. Good right hook there from Jafarov as he moves off to the right. Lukalu is making him fight at the pace here, though, that he won't be used to. Right hand lead, didn't quite make it there from Lukalu. Into the final 10 seconds. Well, there goes the bell. And as we expected he would, Lukalu was giving Jafarov a real tussle here. So 3 10-9s for Jafarov in round 1 compared to 2 for Lukalu. That right-hand lead has worked well for Lukalu. Jafarov didn't get through particularly clean with much in that round, but he threw plenty. Right hand into the body there from Lukalu. Big left hand from Jafarov. And these scores are absolutely crucial. 10-9s across the board there for Jafarov, so he's got 3 scores of 20.
Seconds out.
And as I've said plenty of times, 3 in so many situations is that magic number, so he's got a 2-point lead with 3 judges.
Third and final round.
So Lukalu has got to make a major move here if he's going to turn this around. Well, down he goes, Jafarov. Is the referee going to start the count? He does start the count. A right hand whipped in there from Lukalu, and maybe the feet clashed a bit, and he ended up just going down there, Jafarov. He looked straight at the referee as if to say, surely you're not going to count for that, but he did count for it, and Lukalu has got him in trouble here. Lands a lead left hand, and Lukalu just looking to try and crawl all over Jafarov. He looked a bit shaky, and this may be his chance here. Michael Lukalu, he started the fight really well. He started this round well. Leads with the left hand, and Jafarov collapses to the canvas again, and maybe the pressure, maybe the pace is just taking a bit of a toll on him, because as I say, this is not the kind of fight that he's used to. Lukalu just rumbling onto the front foot, letting his hands go here. Jafarov looking to hold on a bit, far side of the ring. He's just got to get on him here, Lukalu, for the rest of this fight, and let the chips fall where they may. Jafarov has got to keep using that lead right hand. He's just sinking back into the ropes there, just voluntarily going back to the ropes. I'm not sure how much he's got left here, to be honest with you. Lukalu turning southpaw, but he needs to keep bringing the pressure here. Jafarov needs to get that jab working, stop moving, using that lead hand. Use that reach, use your skills, your technique, because that's what he's got in his locker here. He needs to use it now. I think Lukalu, though, is maybe looking a little bit spent himself. A lot has happened in this fight. Into the final minute, swings himself around with a big expansive left hand there, Lukalu. This has been terrific stuff, this has, right from the start. Just a reminder of those scores, a 2-point margin with 3 of the judges going into this final round, so he's going to need a 10-8 here. He's going to need to convert those 2 19-19s into his cards, Lukalu, and then turn this around by getting a 10-8, and that actually would would tee it up in those circumstances as a draw if he just got the one. There's all sorts of permutations. Final few seconds. There goes the bell. Well, that was terrific. That was absolutely terrific. Bit of blood coming from the left eye there of Jafarov, a nick on the corner of the right eye, and he's been put through the ringer there big time. And Lukalu, well, he did Lukalu things. If you've seen him fight before, then you know that that's how he goes about it.
Ow, ow.
Well, this is being reviewed, and what that means is that with our 5 scoring judges at ringside, that it's 3-2. That's what that means. Any 3-2 has those 2 extra scores added to it. Drama. I said he needed some 10-8s in this final round to be able to turn it around. It's a 3-2 with the 5 scoring judges at ringside. That's what we know. Then we've got the observer and the evaluator throwing their scores into the mix. Nervous wait. Well, this is taking a while. It's usually pretty quick, this process. Got to make sure you get it right, though. That's the most important thing here. Hands on hips there, Jafarov. Lukaku with those hands clasped, biting his nails almost there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision goes in favor of your winner via split decision. In the red corner, representing Azerbaijan, Jamshid Jafarov.
He gets it on the split, and just a fiddly win on the scores. All 5 judges ringside gave the final round to Lukalu, so that made it 3-2 to Jafarov. The observer gave it the same way, and the evaluator gave a 10-8 in the final round to Lukalu, which evened it up, which made it a tie. Fantastic stuff. Great bit of drama at the end. Really was. Thoroughly enjoyable fight from the beginning. He put Jafarov down twice there, Lukalu. And I think he'll, in his mind, claim some kind of moral victory for being able to do that. We always fancied him down here at ringside, those of us who've seen quite a lot of him, that he would bring it tonight and he would make things rough and uncomfortable for a very good fighter. And that's exactly what he did. And that will have been an experience for Jamshid Jafarov, and it looks like he's had one, doesn't it? You just look at his face. Well, that's what it's all about. Different styles, different codes, different backgrounds, different everything, those 2 guys. And they gave us one to remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is in the 75 kilogram middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Azerbaijan is Faud Aslanov. Introducing first into the red corner, representing Bahrain, Ali Amir Abdullah Amir. And his opponent comes into the blue corner, representing IBN Romania, Amir Abbas.
So that's Ahmed Abdallah, 24 years old, Egyptian-born. And Amir Abbas.
Your judges for this contest come from Sri Lanka, Colombia, Serbia, Morocco, and Egypt.
So Abbas in the blue, Abdallah in the red, and everybody at ringside is taking a bit of a breath after what we saw in that previous fight. And Lukalu's given us two absolute bangers. His first round fight was terrific, all even going into the final round, and well, more of the same there. So a bit of a shame to see him go, but Jafarov advances to the next stage. And can these two give us something similar? Here's hoping so. That will not be on their agenda. Their agenda, quite simply, is to get the win by any means necessary. Physically, there's a big difference between these two. Look at the height difference. Ahmed Abdallah towering over Amir Abbas. Decent combination there from Abdallah. That's what he needs to do here, Abdallah, with the height and the reach that he's got that goes with it. He can just dip those knees, just to drop that height a touch so he doesn't have to punch down so much, and then just fire off that jab right hand. Abbas has got to find a way around it. This is exactly what you need to do against an opponent of this kind of stature, because you can box the fight at a range that he can't really do anything with. But you have to be consistent, and you have to keep the volume high, because as soon as it dips, Abbas will look to find a way forward. The bell went in the other ring, and they thought it was for this one. That would have been a short round. Just popping the jab well, cuffing that right hand on the move. And there's not too much that Abbas can do with this at the minute. He's just got to try and keep the pressure on and hope that he gets to Abdallah at some point. But there wasn't much that happened in that opening round to encourage him, to be honest. And more of the same will be the instruction from the corner there for Ahmed Abdallah, because that's exactly the right way to fight an opponent like Abbas. Couple of 10-8s. It was a clear round win.
Seconds out. Round 2.
He's just a little bit hesitant, Abbas, because he knows what's coming when he moves forward. And there he is again. He just sits down on that one too nicely. Just needs to keep pumping out that jab. Sounds straightforward. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do for 9 minutes. Right hand into the body and then steps off. Just trying to gather himself a bit here, Abbas. I think he's getting slightly demoralised, to be honest, because that jab is nice and sharp, and so is that right hand. He's got to try and move that head on the way in, dip that head on the way in. But he's been hit pretty hard quite often into the final minutes of round 2. And that's going to take gas out of your tank. And again there, nice combination from Abdallah. I think there's a finisher here for him. He could get the stoppage here, I think, if he wants it. Maybe not in this second round, but he's working Abbas over, who's just beginning to show a few signs of someone who maybe doesn't really want to be in there. He steps forward and throws a right hand into the body. And a look at Abbas there. I don't think he's got an awful lot left, and the corner might want to have a bit of a think about this. He's looking out of the ring, he's breathing heavily. He's a mile behind. Could be some 10-8s in there. I'd have given that one 10-8, I think. There we have it, the 1-10-8. So that's 2 in total from Egypt. A 2-point margin with 3 judges, 3 points with another one, and 4 points with another one. If I was in the corner here, I'd have a look at the first minute of this round, see how it went, and if it's more of the same,
third and final round.
And if it's more of the same for Abbas, then I think I'd get him out of there. I think I'd save him a further 2 minutes of it. Trying to let go with the hook, but he's just never been able to get close enough, and that's credit to Abdallah, because we've talked about this quite a bit over the last 3 days. You see a fighter with the natural tools, or the natural tools that can come with the height and reach that Abdallah's got, fighting somebody of smaller stature who's got that strong upper body, who you know will be dangerous on the inside with hooks and uppercuts. And to control a fighter like that, you need to do exactly what Abdallah has done, exactly what he's done, which is just use that jab and that 1-2, and he's maybe going to try and be a bit more expansive in the final round, but he's just never let Abbas into the fight at any point. And because he's neglected the jab and 1-2 a little bit in this final round, Abdallah, it's made it slightly easier for Abbas. I think if he just kept pumping that out and landed something nice and crisp and clean, the referee may well have jumped in for a standing count, had a look at Abbas and decided, okay, let's call it a night. No slapping, says the referee. Again, just getting that left and right working here, Abdallah. He's showing some courage here, Abbas, because he's taken plenty and he's still in there. And I think he'll be a happy man when he hears that final bell. Just being cuffed around the ring at the minute, there's not very much coming back, and he leans in, tries to get a hold of Abdallah. Abdallah obliges him very, very briefly, then pushes him off, chops down with the right hand. And the towel comes in, and I think they could have done that sooner, to be honest with you. I think they could have done that about a minute sooner and saved him that, throwing it in 20 seconds from the end. I didn't feel there was any real need to send him out for the third round, honestly. I did say that at the time, that they should have a good look. And he's absolutely spent there. He's shown us some serious cojones there, Amir Abbas. But I just don't like seeing someone left in there to soak up punishment when the fight's gone, the fight's over. He couldn't win. And you have to make decisions based on what is happening in front of you in real life, not what you might want to be happening. And a Rocky-style comeback was not going to happen. That's a good performance there, though, from Ahmed Abdallah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by abandonment in the red corner, representing Bahrain, Ali Amir Abdallah Amir.
So win by abandonment, that's how it's described when the towel comes in, when the corner pulls a fighter out. That's a good performance from Abdallah. He's got good tools. He has got good tools. 2 more fights coming your way in this evening session. 2 more at middleweight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is in the 75 kilogram middleweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest from Colombia is Juan Carlos Fernandez Mora. Introducing to you first, in the red corner, representing IBN India, Ankit Kumar.
Ankit Kumar got to the quarterfinals of the World Youth Championships in 2018. That's as deep as he's gone in a big competition. Does have other international experience though.
And his opponent comes into the ring in the blue corner representing Armenia, Bakari Harayotyan.
Harayotyan, 24 years old, 4-1 as a pro. Boxed at the Europeans in 2024. Had a walkover against Abdul Baki Adamu of Niger in the first prelim.
Your judges for this contest come from Latvia, the United Arab Emirates, Italy, Tunisia and Palestine. Round one.
So Kumar in the red, Harayotyan, Armenia in the blue. Good jab there from Harayotyan. Nice left hand on the inside. He's found that a couple of times there. Looking for the uppercut with both hands. Doubling up on the jab there, Harayotyan. Left hand into the body. He reminds me a bit of his fellow countryman of Hannes Batchkov. He looks a bit like him, and he brings that similar kind of pressure. little bit untidy far side of the ring. Harat Yunyan is maybe just crowding himself for space, and then he found room for the right hand, and he's put him down hard here, and the referee waves it over, and rightly so. Arcing right hand just caught him and followed it up with a left, which I don't think really landed, but he dropped heavy there, Kumar, and you could see that Harat Yunyan was on top, and he looked capable of putting that hammer down. But he just found the space there. Prior to that, he'd shut off his own space a bit, but there, he absolutely did not. And when I described him as a bigger version of Hannes Batchkov, that is 100% a compliment. And that scrambled him, Kumar. May have landed around about the side of the head, maybe towards the top of the head, and that can have such an impact. And the doctor just having a good look at him there. They might need to give him that concussion protocol afterwards.
In ring A via knockout in the blue corner, representing Armenia, Vaktan Haratuyuyan.
So let's have a look. Missed with that right hand, and then just found the distance for that. Caught him on the side of the head, I think, around about the ear. Good jab, just started things off. And that was enough for Harat Yunyan, and he looks like a contender. A final fight of the session could be a really, really good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final contest of this session in Ring A is in the 75-kilogram middleweight division. Your referee for this contest from Sri Lanka is Mohammad Safrask. Introducing first into the ring and into the red corner, representing Kyrgyzstan, Sergak Abdizafar.
So Kyrgyzstan being represented by Sergak Abdizafar, 27 from Bishkek, an experienced international. Didn't fall far short of qualifying for Paris. 2-0 as a professional. Had a walkover in the opening round against Amadou Kardor Keita of Liberia.
And please welcome his opponent coming into the blue corner, representing Uzbekistan, Fazadin Erkinboev.
Erkinboev has had quite the year, 20 years old. He won the World Boxing World Championships in September. He's won the Stranger, the World Boxing Cup Brazil, the World Boxing Cup Poland this year, so he's on fine form.
Your judges for this contest come from Serbia, Egypt, Tajikistan, Armenia and Morocco.
Abdijapar there in the red. So final fight of the session. Abdizafar of Kyrgyzstan up against Erkinboev of Uzbekistan.
Round one.
An Uzbek southpaw, who'd have thought it? Erkinboev, 20 years old, as I say, and he's on quite the roll this year. The referee already talking about the front feet clashing. There's not really very much they could do about that. No one's really doing it deliberately. They're trying to claim that space on the outside. I think the point the referee is making is that if you end up treading on the other person's foot, then they've already got that real estate, and that's on you. If you feel their foot under your foot, you're the one who's got to do something about it. Looking to lead off with the hook. I don't think that's a knockdown. The referee saying no. The fighter, I think, saying that he slipped. Boxing continuing rapidly. Solid blows to the midsection there from Erkinboev, and again a left hand underneath. He's got that balance, he's got that poise that we're so used to from Uzbek fighters, particularly southpaws. They produce an awful lot of them, and when they punch they mean it. They look to punch through the target. They're not just looking to tippy tap and land on you and score points, they're looking to damage you. Bell goes at the end of the first round, and a round dominated by Erkinboev without really getting out of first gear. Just massaging those legs. Not a great sign if you're doing that at the end of the first round. Left hand into the body. 12-ounce gloves these fighters are wearing. It's 10 ounce up to welterweight, then above that it goes to 12. A 10-8 in there from Egypt, everything else 10-9.
Seconds out.
In favour of Erkinboev.
Round two.
Hold him low. Hold him low. Hold it.
Good use of the feet there from Erkinboev. And what you notice about these Uzbek fighters is the discipline with the feet is tremendous. They stay the same distance apart. Where one goes, the other one follows. They stay right underneath them. You very rarely see them lose balance. They're able to turn around that front foot just as he did there. It means they're always organised and they're always ready to launch an attack. Body attack there was very solid from Erkinboev. He's trying to make things happen here, Abdijabbar. Trying to cover off that space. He's doing everything that he can to put Erkinboev under pressure. It's just a difficult thing to achieve because, as I say, the feet are that good that even when he's in quite a tight spot, he'll manage to find a way out. And more often than not, he'll be happy enough to plant those feet and let his hands go if the opportunity arises. Final 10 seconds of round two.
Seconds out.
Another 10-8 there from Egypt, 10-9s across the board from everybody else.
Third and final round.
So the final round of another very enjoyable session. And as I've been saying, Abdijabbar is sticking at it here. That's a decent combo though from Erkinboev. Left hand into the body, then went up top with a right. Didn't really land the right hand, not clean anyway. There's that left to the body, and then just turns around that front foot. Left into the stomach there from Erkinboev, and that's a good example of the defences just using the reflexes, the upper body. Maybe caught one a little bit low there, wasn't too impressed by that. Left into the body again. He's taken those well, Abdijabbar, because those are stabs, painful stabs. And there we go again. That was right above us. We had a brilliant view of that. And the fact that he's able to just withstand those as regular as he has, Abdijabbar, without folding in half is impressive. And these two just standing square almost in the centre of the ring and letting their hands go. Great exchange here. Abdijabbar bringing it right to the end. He's not grown discouraged at any point. And making life hard for Urkinboev in this final round. There's that left hand again, just tucks up, chin behind the shoulder and throws it. Good fight, really good fight. Good finish in that final round as well. Did himself proud there, Abdijabbar. He's not going to go through because we know what the scores are after 2 rounds, and there was just too much to do there. But quite like to see him get something from the judges in that final round because he put a lot into that. Urkinboev maybe just took his foot off the gas a bit, but Abdijabbar wanted something from this fight, and he went out to go and get it in that final round, which is exactly what you want to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision goes in favor of your winner via unanimous decision. In the blue corner, representing Uzbekistan, Fazludin Urkinboev.
So Urkinboev closes the session out with a win for Uzbekistan over Kyrgyzstan, and we've had some very entertaining contests there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes boxing for this session in Ring A, and boxing in Ring A will commence again at 9 p.m.
Okay, well, you heard Aki Karim there. We'll be back in 42 minutes by my reckoning. But that's a good session, a really good session. We've seen some good performances. Sanjay Sedekmartov caught the eye from Kyrgyzstan, as did Vyacheslav Rogozin from Russia, stepping up from youth level to senior this year. And that fight between Said Jamshid Jafarov and Michael Lakalu, what an absolute banger that was. Went to bout review. It was 3-2 with the 5 ringside judges in favour of Jafarov. Then the observer and the evaluator gave their verdict and ended up at 4-3. And there's the table. A stoppage for Rogozin. And the details there of Jafarov and Lakalu. That knockout from Harat Yunyan and that final fight of the evening. So thanks very much for your company once again. We have a break of 40 minutes and then we'll be back. Please do join us.